Listen, whatever cosmic chaos is happening between Cardi B and Offset right now feels like it just hit a whole new level because it's starting to look like these two are unknowingly competing in some twisted baby for baby showdown. Cardi just welcomed her baby boy Brim with Stefon Diggs. And now suddenly, out of nowhere, the streets are buzzing that Offset might have a brand new bundle of drama on the way too. And before anybody starts imagining a reunion storyline, let's set that record straight. Cardi and Offset have been separated for over a year, and the divorce process is still dragging on. They're done. They're living separate lives. But Offset?
I was hit a couple weeks ago about Offset having a baby. Now, I'm not crazy or nothing like that. And the reason I didn't go live with it ain't got to do with no damn losses. I don't give a fuck, right? It's got everything to do with, I feel that when another person is in a new negatively, that other person tries to make the other person just as bad. You know what I'm saying? Like put negative press on that person. I was like, I'm not finna get involved in this, right? But then when the alleged, and I want to say alleged, everything's alleged, even my name is alleged, bitch, hit me and was like, no, there's a baby. There's a baby. And I want you to post, and I dare that motherfucker to say cap. Because, Offset is good for throwing the little cap, like the wave cap, the cap length.
Oh, he's clocked right back into his old habits like he never left. He's got a girlfriend who just so happens to be living inside Cardi B's Atlanta mansion right now. Yes, the same mansion Cardi bought, decorated, and fought trolls over online. She already called this girl out, dragged her publicly, and made sure everyone knew the disrespect was real. But here's where the plot twist hits. The girlfriend is not the one allegedly pregnant. Nope. Apparently, Offset has been running extracurricular activities again because a Chicago woman named Cash has stepped forward claiming she's carrying his baby. And she didn't tiptoe.
Or he'll just hit me personally. Like I said in the last live before y'all came up on here, I was like, because I had put out some news about him and Party getting into a fight. And I heard that from a very, very fucking credible source. And he was like, it ain't true. And I'm like, for real set? But Party never responded to the fight. And I was just like, okay, whatever. But anyway, neither here nor there. I believe my goddamn source. But when it comes to this baby, he's been flipping his shit. You know what I'm saying? About babies being born and shit. There was a lot of babies being born in 2025. Shout out to the Census Bureau. Shout out to population control. There's no more control on the population. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to us, becoming a forefront, because the bigger our population gets, the stronger we are as an American people. You know what I'm saying? So the babies is being born, baby. So here's what I'm gonna say. I felt like it was just like, oh, I got a baby, so this nigga got a baby too. Now, he living with that girl in the Atlanta mansion, right? But she's not pregnant. This is a whole nother girl that's supposedly pregnant, allegedly, in Chicago, in Chirac, and her name is Cash. Now, Cash said she waiting on Offset to call Cap.
She didn't imply. She straight up dared Offset to deny it like she was throwing down a gauntlet on Instagram Live. And then, in true villain origin story fashion, Tasha K came strolling in with the teapot rattling. She hopped on Twitter talking about, looks like Offset got another baby on the way. Her name is Cash, straight out of Chicago. And anybody familiar with Tasha knows she loves chaos more than Offset loves cheating, so you already know she had the files loaded. Turns out she'd been sitting on this info for weeks, trying not to drag Offset into negativity while Cardi was having her baby with Stefon Diggs. But then Cash allegedly hit her up personally and said, no, post it. And I dare Offset to say it's cap. And the silence from Offset since? Baby, that silence is screaming.
And if this motherfucker calls Cap, she posting screenshots and shit. I said, well, you do your thing. We just gonna politely just tell everybody that there's an alleged baby on the way. Now, of course, if she's not main girl or anything like that, she not living in the house, there needs to be, Dana has to be involved. Dana has to sort this out. Dana has to see who the pappy really is. No shade to Cash, but that's just what happens when you fuck on niggas that's already got bitches and shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? That's just that's just our lingo, our language. So I get it. So that's why I'm saying alleged, because yeah, he could have been like messing with her as he always has done. I mean, this is just Offset's MO. But at the end of the day, it's like, but if you knew he got a chick, you know what I'm saying, that he lives with, then of course Dana has to enter for some mediation. And Dana meaning D-N motherfucking A. So I was told by the source, which y'all know who the fuck source is, that apparently he tried to pay for an abortion. Allegedly. She said no. Offset's a great father. He's a good goddamn father. It should be damned if she has to sit before God to explain why she didn't give Offset no more babies. Now that other one, I don't know if y'all know,
Cash says she's pregnant. She says Offset knows. She says he tried to pay for an abortion. And she says she refused because, and I quote, Offset is a great father. And I'm not about to stand before God and explain why I stopped him from having more kids. Now, that is a cinematic line if I've ever heard one. But it fits right into the Offset cinematic universe, where every season comes with a brand new baby mama and overlapping drama, and somehow, everybody involved always knows somebody else involved. It's like all of Atlanta, Chicago, and the influencer world is sharing the same 5 people. And then Tasha K added another layer, saying, Offset's been flipping out behind the scenes and losing his mind over all these baby announcements popping up around him in 2025.
That's Stefan's best friend, and Offset's ex-main bitch, she got a baby by my cousin. It's a nasty motherfucking world. Can imagine what that room smell like. All I'm saying is, like, it's just, the world is just so tiny. It's just so small. And you would think, you know what I need? I need more women to go get BBLs. No cap. I need more women to go get BBLs because they all rotating the same girls. Even Ray J now got Kevin Gates' old bitch. And I'm like, y'all just rotate the same bitches all day. It's time for some new bitches at the end of the game. Like, for real. For real. So, but I heard allegedly, and this is heavily allegedly, that he asked old girl to abort the baby. And she said no. You keeping her.
Good for her. Good for fucking her. And no, because when you said, Tasha, when you said the world is tiny, because I knew the world was tiny when I saw Blueface and Hazel E linked up. I said, huh?
She claims this isn't the girlfriend in Cardi's house. Nope. That situation is a whole separate storyline. This is allegedly another woman entirely, another city, another pregnancy, another Offset adventure. Cash claims she'll drop screenshots if Offset calls her phone. Screenshots, not messages. Screenshots. And if there's one thing we all know, screenshots mean she's sitting on a digital nuke. And the wildest part, Offset hasn't said a word. Not a cap emoji, not a denial, not even a retweet. And for Offset, who loves denying drama more than he loves matching designer outfits, that silence is loud. Meanwhile, Cardi is over here healing, soft launching her new family and raising her newborn son with Stefan Diggs, while Offset is allegedly preparing to become a dad again, with a woman who's not even the girlfriend living under Cardi's roof. This story is about to explode. And baby, that's just the beginning. Now, when word first started spreading that Offset might have another baby on the way, most folks thought it was just internet noise. The kind of messy gossip that disappears after a few days. But not this time. The receipts, the whispers, the timing, everything about it feels a little too real. Because here's the thing. For as long as Offset's been famous, chaos has followed him like a shadow he can't shake off. People close to him say this isn't even about love anymore. It's about ego. Cardi B's new chapter with Stefan Diggs hit him right in the pride. She's glowing, booked, unbothered. And suddenly Offset isn't the headline anymore. And for a man who built his whole persona around being the center of attention, That burns. So what does he do? He creates new headlines, the kind that keep his name floating across timelines, even if it means dragging more women into the fire. When Tasha K went live explaining the details, she wasn't even gleeful. She sounded almost tired. She said she'd been hit up weeks earlier about the pregnancy and tried to stay out of it, but Cash wouldn't let it go. The girl wanted her story told. According to Tasha, Cash swore up and down she wasn't chasing clout. She just wanted Offset to acknowledge what he'd done, and honestly, you can hear the frustration between her lines. A woman who fell for the dream, only to end up fighting for acknowledgement from a man who's already juggling public scandal, a pending divorce, and another relationship camped out in his estranged wife's mansion. If that doesn't scream toxic circus, what does? Let's talk about that mansion for a second. The same house where Offset and Cardi used to film family vlogs, celebrate Christmas, and throw extravagant parties is now occupied by his new girlfriend. The one Cardi's already gone back and forth with online. Imagine watching another woman post from your kitchen, eat at your Marble Island, take mirror selfies in your old glam room, and walk your dogs. That's a different level of disrespect. And that's why fans say this baby rumor hit Cardi like a deja vu nightmare. It's the same story playing out again. New woman, new betrayal, same Offset. Now Offset's camp is reportedly scrambling. There are conflicting whispers about whether this baby is even his, and sources close to him say he's waiting for DNA confirmation before saying anything publicly, but others claim he already knows it's true and just doesn't want to deal with the backlash while Cardi's glow-up is still dominating the blogs. Every move he makes right now is being measured against her success, and she's winning the public relations war effortlessly. She's got music coming, endorsement deals, and motherhood all on lock. Offset, he's trending for baby mama drama, again. And let's not forget how many times Cardi has been through this cycle. She's the queen of forgiveness, but even queens run out of patience. After the last cheating scandal, when Offset begged for forgiveness on stage and she took him back, she swore she'd never let it happen again. Yet here we are, years later, and the man still hasn't learned. The difference now is that she's moved on for real. Stefon Diggs isn't some rebound. That relationship looks stable, private, and healthy, and Offset can't compete with that. No amount of diamonds or apologies can match a woman who finally found peace. That's why people think this new baby is retaliation, an emotional stunt dressed up as accidental fatherhood. Because if Cash is telling the truth, Offset allegedly tried to pay her to get rid of the pregnancy. She said no, she wants to keep it, and whether that's for moral reasons, love, or leverage, it's thrown him into full panic mode. He's got one woman at home, one in Chicago, and an ex-wife in the tabloids living her best life with the football star the math ain't mathing. Fans have been ruthless online. Comments under every blog post are brutal. People calling him Offset the fertility king, 7 kids and counting, the Atlanta Nick Cannon. Others are begging Cash to protect her peace and not fall for the same cycle Cardi once did. Some even pointed out the irony that Cardi's new baby was born almost exactly when Cash claims she conceived hers. Like life's twisted way of drawing parallel storylines. 2 ex-lovers, 2 newborns, 2 totally different energies. One built on love, one built on chaos. Behind the scenes, folks say Offset's girlfriend living in Cardi's house is aware of the rumor and losing it. She's supposedly furious that she's being dragged into the mess when she had nothing to do with it. But the internet doesn't care about innocence. If you're standing near the explosion, you're part of the story. And that house, it's becoming ground zero for humiliation. People are tagging her in comments like, "Sis, check the guest list. Another baby mama might be moving in soon." What makes the whole situation even messier is how public Tasha K has made it. She's name-dropping, joking about the BBL recycling program, and calling out how every man in the industry seems to date the same handful of women. It's messy, but it's not wrong. The overlap between rappers, influencers, stylists, and friends is so tight that secrets barely last a week. By the time one scandal cools off, another one's already heating up. And through all of this, Offset stays silent. Not even a tweet, which is strange for him. Usually he'd post something cryptic, a bar from a song, or a picture of himself looking unbothered. But this time, nothing. That tells you everything. He's either trying to manage the damage privately, or praying that Cash goes quiet before she uploads proof. But let's be real. That proof is coming. You can feel it. A woman who's already daring him to deny her? She's not bluffing. Meanwhile, Cardi hasn't said a word publicly, but people close to her claim she knows exactly what's happening. And if there's one thing about Cardi B, it's that she doesn't move emotionally anymore. She's strategic now. Instead of airing it out on Twitter like she used to, she's keeping her cool, staying focused on her music, and letting Offset's chaos implode without her lifting a finger. That silence is power. She's learned that the best revenge isn't dragging him online. It's letting him self-destruct while she thrives. The internet's divided. Half the crowd is clowning Offset for his mess, and the other half is worried for Cash, saying she's walking straight into heartbreak. People are digging up every old interview, every lyric, every red carpet clip to find clues about when things shifted between him and Cardi, and now that this story has legs, it's not slowing down. Gossip pages are refreshing every hour, waiting for Offset's first response, while Tasha K keeps hinting that she's got more details coming soon. If you connect all the dots, it paints the same old picture. Offset's pattern of self-sabotage. Every time life settles down, he lights another fire. Whether it's cheating rumors, mystery pregnancies, or beefs with other rappers, he can't handle peace. It's like he craves the chaos. But this time, the consequences feel heavier. Cardi's gone. His image is slipping. And if Cash really has a baby on the way, the drama won't end with one headline. It'll stretch for years, attached to court documents, custody battles, and child support checks. And through it all, fans can't help but shake their heads. Because after everything Cardi endured, after all the public apologies, the cheating scandals, the second chances, Offset still found a way to make a bigger mess than before. It's almost poetic in the worst way. The difference now? Cardi's not standing beside him trying to fix it. She's not crying, defending, or explaining. She's somewhere laughing with her new baby in her arms, watching him drown in his own chaos. And maybe, just maybe, realizing she finally broke the cycle. Because once upon a time, Offset was the one embarrassing her. Now, he's the one embarrassing himself. When the rumors first hit the blogs, people thought it'd be another one of those 48-hour scandals that fade as soon as the next celebrity fumbles. But this one? Nah, this one stuck. By the time the weekend ended, the internet had turned the Offset baby news into a full-blown circus. Screenshots, voice notes, blurry DMs, everybody was posting something. Some of it looked fake, but some looked way too convincing to ignore. The streets were buzzing heavy. Twitter spaces, TikTok think pieces, Instagram lives. Everywhere you turned, someone had a take. One fan said, Offset always trying to one-up Cardi, but this time he played himself, ain't no flexing your way out of this one. Another added, if this girl Cash really pregnant, then that's karma catching him with perfect timing. You don't lose a woman like Cardi and end up winning. And just like that, the internet had picked its sides. Cardi's fans, the Barty gang, were on full defense mode, calling Offset a walking bad decision, dragging his name through every trending topic. Even neutral fans started admitting what many already knew. Offset had a pattern, and he wasn't changing. The man could make hits, but he couldn't keep a home. But what really set things off wasn't Cash's announcement. It was what came after it. See, for days, Cash kept quiet. No new posts, no interviews, just silence. Then, out of nowhere, she dropped a cryptic Instagram story. A simple black background with a white heart emoji and the words, God don't make mistakes. No names, no faces, but everyone knew what she meant. Within an hour, her follower count doubled. Within 2, blogs had her tagged under Offset's alleged baby mama. And within 4, the comments on Offset's page were locked down tighter than Fort Knox. Offset couldn't hide behind silence anymore. Every photo, every tweet, every video clip of him had the same comments underneath. You gonna claim the baby? DNA results dropping soon. Didn't Cardi just have one? His team tried to clean it up, but social media moves faster than PR statements. By the time anyone could respond, the narrative was already written. Offset's got another baby, and Cardi's probably somewhere laughing. But here's the twist. Cardi wasn't laughing. Insiders say she was irritated, not because she cared about him anymore, but because every time his name trends, hers gets dragged into it too. She's trying to move on, raise her son, focus on her man, Stephon Diggs, and yet she's constantly tied to her ex-husband's chaos. A source close to her reportedly said, she's tired of her name being used as a headline every time he messes up. She's moved on. He needs to do the same. Still, fans couldn't resist connecting the dots. Cardi's new baby, Offset's alleged new baby. Same timeline, same energy. It was almost poetic in a petty kind of way, like the universe was closing a chapter with dramatic symmetry. Now, let's talk about Cash, because that's where things start to shift. Once her name blew up, people started digging through her old posts, piecing together the timeline pictures from summer, muted captions, a few luxury hints that didn't match her usual lifestyle. It started adding up. Then someone found a photo of her wearing what looked like Offset's chain in the background of an old club video. Fans froze the frame, zoomed in, compared the details. It wasn't foolproof, but it looked close enough to make people talk. And online, perception is proof. Tasha K, of course, jumped right back into the spotlight, saying on a live stream, "See, I told y'all. I tried to sit on it. I tried to be respectful. But when the woman herself says she got receipts, I believe her." And when that clip hit the neighborhood talk and Hollywood Unlocked, the story went from rumor to headline overnight. Offset's girlfriend, the one living in Cardi's mansion, apparently had a meltdown after that. Sources say she packed a few bags, posted a cryptic quote about betrayal from the one you feed, and disappeared from social media. Whether she left for good or just stepped away from the noise, nobody knows. But that house in Atlanta, it's becoming a haunted mansion of heartbreak. Every woman who walks in ends up walking out hurt. Meanwhile, fans are split about Cash. Some are dragging her for getting involved with a man who's publicly messy, saying, "You knew who he was. Don't cry now." Others are showing her love, calling her brave for standing up for herself and refusing to take hush money. One viral TikTok even broke it down like a soap opera recap. Cardi's baby daddy got another girl pregnant while his new girl's living in his ex-wife's mansion, and the new baby mama's in Chicago talking about divine purpose. You can't make this up. And that's exactly why people can't stop watching. This story has everything: love, betrayal, karma, babies, and that messy blend of fame and ego that keeps fans glued to the screen. Offset has turned his own life into a living reality show, and the crazy part, he doesn't even realize it. But here's where things get deeper, because beneath the gossip, there's a real tragedy in how predictable this all feels. Cardi gave that man everything: love, loyalty, forgiveness, a family, and a platform. And instead of evolving, he stayed stuck. The same mistakes, the same excuses, the same cycle. It's almost sad, because Offset had the chance to be more than his reputation. But somewhere between the fame and the foolishness, he chose the chaos instead. Cardi's chapter with Stefon Diggs is a complete contrast. Quiet, grounded, no unnecessary headlines. She's not chasing cameras or defending her love life online. She's doing what grown women do, moving in peace. And when you compare that energy to Offset's whirlwind, the difference is night and day. Fans are already predicting how this will play out. Cash will eventually post something that confirms it all. Offset will deny, the DNA results will leak, and a year from now, he'll be posting Father's Day pictures talking about how blessed he is. It's the same movie on repeat. The only difference is the cast keeps changing. Still, you can't ignore how poetic it feels. Cardi finally breaking free, while Offset ends up exactly where she left him, surrounded by rumors, lies, and unfinished apologies. It's the full circle moment nobody asked for, but everyone saw coming. As for Cash, time will tell if she becomes another name in Offset's endless timeline, or the woman who finally made him face his reflection. But either way, one thing's clear. This situation is going to leave a mark on his image, on his pockets, and on his legacy. Because for all the flexing, the chains, the tours, and the hits, when people hear Offset now, they don't think of Migos or music. They think of the drama, the scandals, the mess. And that's a heavy crown to wear when your ex is out here living her best life without looking back once. So what's next? Maybe he'll own up. Maybe he'll deny. Maybe he'll do what he always does: post a song, throw shade, and move like nothing happened. But this time, the fans see right through it. They're not giving him sympathy, and they're not giving him grace. The public's patience for his chaos has officially expired. At the end of the day, this ain't about Cardi or Cash. It's about a man who keeps burning every bridge he crosses, thinking he can walk on water. But eventually, even water runs out. And as this story unfolds, one thing's for sure: the internet won't forget. Every scandal leaves a stain, and this one, it's permanent. If you've been keeping up with all this drama, you already know it's far from over. But I want to hear what you think. Was this karma, coincidence, or just classic Offset behavior? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for the next update. Because the way this story's unfolding, the next chapter might just be crazier than this one.